Hi guys, Doc Chris here, your family doctor. Today, pag-usapan natin ang diabetes at DKA or diabetic ketoacidosis. Ang reference ko ay from the American Diabetes Association. So usually ito naman yung reference namin most of the time sa mga exams namin as well as reference also sa mga guidelines natin even here in the country. So diabetes is a common condition na nakikita sa ating mga clinics. Technically, it's one of the most common non-communicable disease similar to hypertension. Kaya mahalaga na alamin natin kung meron tayong symptoms of diabetes or type 2 DM. Usually, ang presentation nito ay polyuria, ihi ng ihi, polydipsia, nauuhaw, polyphagia, na laging nagugutom. No? Feature siya ng hyperglycemia. Maliban doon, meron yung biglaan ng pagpayat. Meron din naman yung mga matataba. Yung presentation niya din, pwede nagkakaroon ng pangangapal sa kamay, sa talampakan, or neuropathy, and other symptoms that will express features of hyperglycemia or pagtaas ng asukal sa inyong dugo. Now, ang diabetes at diabetic ketoacidosis ay importante natin malaman kasi it's one of the complications, no? Sabi nga dito sa website ng ADA, okay, it's one of the known diabetic complications and should be an emergency, okay? It's also mentioned that it is life-threatening and we should know the warning signs and what to be prepared for any situation kung meron kayong kamag-anak na nagdi-DKA. Okay, sabi nga, it's no joke and it's a serious condition that can lead to coma of a patient and even death. Okay, so DKA, diabetic ketoacidosis. Keto, okay, comes from the word ketones. Okay, ketones, they are byproducts. Hindi siya dapat nasa bloodstream natin and they should be regularly be removed or excreted. Kaso lang sa sobrang taas ng ketones, hindi na siya natatanggal and nagsistay siya sa dugo and even sa ihi natin nagkakaroon siya ng presence. The presence also of these situations, okay, or these molecules can lead to acidosis or metabolic acidosis sa mga pasyenteng with diabetes. Okay? When your cells, so sabi nga dito, when your cells don't get glucose they need for energy, ang nangyayari dyan is the body will find fat and they will burn energy. So this is what you call, okay, destruction of your fats, okay, forming energy, and may byproduct kasi ito. Nangyayari dyan is nagkikreate siya ng ketone sa ating katawan. So, yung mga pasyenteng ito na nakikita natin na nagkakaroon ng ketosis or creation ng ketones is usually pumapayat bigla. Okay, bigla ang pagpayat and the production of ketones is high in their blood. Okay, ketones, sabi nga dito, are chemicals that the body create when it breaks down fat and they use them for energy. However, yun nga, ketones are poisonous sa ating katawan. And a high level of ketone can develop to diabetic ketoacidosis and can lead even to coma. Okay, ayaw natin mangyari yun sa mga pasyente natin na may DM. Bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng ganitong sitwasyon? Yun nga, because of the switch of the body's consumption of fat rather than sugar. Kasi minamanage natin yung pasyente para hindi masyadong mataas ang sugar. The tendency naman dyan is the body will look for fat and then the fat will be burned. And once the fat will be burned and used to create energy, it has a byproduct. Okay, ayaw naman natin ma-accumulate, which is ketones. Now, sa diagnosis ng DKA, well, may mga features kasi dyan. Number one dyan is mental status. Nagkaroon ng change in sensorium or yung ulirat ng isang tao, minsan nakakalimot o nahihilo. Okay, hindi makapagsagot ng tama pag tinatanong mo siya. Maliban dyan, yung presentation ng symptoms ng diabetes, very prominent. Polydipsia, meaning nauuhaw lagi, which are the symptoms of yun nga, thirst or dry yung bibig. Okay, ihi ng ihi, polyuria, and then mataas ang sugar level niya pero hindi nagagamit ng katawan. Okay? And then, pag tinyek mo din sa dugo at saka sa ihi, mataas din ang ketones niya. So, take note na dun sa dalawang sinabi ko kanina, those are laboratory tests. And you cannot measure that without doing laboratory tests. So, if you are asking, can you diagnose DKA by means of clinical or based lang sa history and physical examination? Okay, you cannot fulfill the exact definitive diagnosis ng isang DKA without doing any laboratory test. Kailangan meron kang laboratory test. To confirm hyperglycemia, you check the blood sugar or blood glucose level. You check for bicarbonates and pH, you do yung ABG or arterial blood gas. Okay, pa-check mo yung pH kasi acidosis meaning hindi siya mataas, mababa ang pH levels. At the same time, yung bicarbonates also, there would be an abnormal finding. Now, ano pa? Ketones. You check for serum ketones kung may presence siya sa blood or urine ketones by means of urinalysis to check for creation or build-up of ketones in the body. Okay? So, kailangan talaga magpag-undergo siya ng test para ma-check mo or ma-assess if it's really a process of diabetic ketoacidosis. Okay? Now, syempre, yan kapag nakita na siya sa hospital or sa clinics. Now, kapag nasa bahay, kasama nyo yung mga kamag-anak nyo na meron siya lang possible DKA, yung constant symptoms ng diabetes nagiging prominent, uhaw, naihi, nagugutom, nahihilo, nasusuka, okay? Dry yung mouth, sumasakit ang tiyan, okay? And parang mahihimatay and hirap huminga, okay? Yung features na yon, pag nakikita nyo na sa pasyente, i-check nyo kung meron kayong blood glucose monitor or CBG, check nyo agad. Kung mataas na siya, dalhin. So, ano ba? Gano'n ba kataas pala? More than 250 milligrams per deciliter. Pag gano'n more than that, mataas pa rin, okay? Pwede ka naman mag-try ng insulin ng patient, pero hindi na talaga at severe na yung symptoms niya, bring your loved one or your patient to the hospital immediately, okay, for immediate management, okay, kasi ang ayaw natin is mag-worsen yung symptoms niya and kailangan makita agad siya ng doktor and provide immediate management. Now, para malaman natin kung DKA siya at hindi ibang symptom like may isa pa kasing condition na similar din dito pero kailangan lang ma-rule out siya by means of the test. Okay? Para alam natin kung ano yung proper management, which is yung HHS. Pag DKA kasi dyan, hydration siya pero you have to be certain, no? Kailangan ma-confirm ng doctor yan at the emergency room. Okay? So again, paulit-ulit kong sinasabi kung ano yung mga symptoms na yon. The 3Ps, uhaw, nagugutom, sumasakit ang tiyan, ihi ng ihi, nawawala sa ulirat or change in mental status, yung paghinga niya hindi maganda, parang masusuka, parang sumasakit ang tiyan, dry ang bibig, okay, laging pagod yung pakiramdam, parang mahimatay na. Isa pa yung kailangan mapapansin, baka mapansin mo or maamoy mo yung bibig niya o yung paghinga niya, amoy candy, okay, or fruity odor. Yun yung usual features ng paghinga ng isang pasyenteng may DKA. The fruity odor is also a feature of DKA. Okay? So, kapag ganyan yung mga nakikita yung symptoms, dalhin agad yung pasyente nyo sa hospital. Now, patient naman na diabetes, hindi lahat nagkakaroon ng DKA. Importante, nagagawa yung mga gamutan, na mamamanage ang lifestyle, and regular ang follow-up ninyo sa inyong mga doktor. Okay? So, hindi naman tayo nagkakaroon ng komplikasyon kung hindi tayo, kung sumusunod tayo sa mga payo ng ating mga doktor. So, kapag may mga pasyente tayo or mga kamag-anak tayo na may diabetes, importante na paaralan sila, okay? Yung mga payo ng doktor sundin at regular ang check-up. Okay? Yung pinakamahalaga ay alam nyo kung ano yung sakit nyo, alam nyo yung dapat nyong gawin. At kung may nakikita kayong hindi ka nais-nais na features, kagaya ng presentasyon ng DKA, magpatingin agad sa doktor. Okay? So, hanggang doon lang naman. Maikli lang to. Hopefully, may nakuha kayong mga aral. And these are tips that will help you for managing your patients or even your loved ones, mga kamag-anak nyo na may diabetes. And again, this has been Doc Chris. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you on the next video. Bye!